It's extremely difficult. I feel like I let my teammates down tonight.
Your emotional development normally aren't this emotional for us. Is what has brought this on?
Just missed opportunities throughout the game. It's been a long season. I hate how it ended, and it's gonna stick with me for a long time.
I know I might be alone in this, but I've never given a damn about being alone in anything. And I feel so bad for Bills Mafia. I do. I feel extremely bad for the Buffalo Bills fan base. First off, just we've talked about the history of the Bills fans and what they've had to endure. And it's been painful. All the way back in the AFL days, they've been going through it. The Chiefs been kicking their ass back then, and then the '90s comes, and they go to 4 straight Super Bowls and lose them all, and then they get Josh Allen, and they can't get past the Chiefs or anybody else in the AFC playoffs. They can't even get to a Super Bowl right now with Josh Allen. And with the Bills loss at Denver, the Bills are now 0-3 in the postseason in overtime games with Josh Allen and Sean McDermott, which, ultimately, got him fired. And now you look at the Bills, they're not starting from ground zero, but damn, you got a new coach. There's going to be a new system. It's probably going to be a new defense, probably going to be a new offensive coordinator for Josh Allen. And now Josh Allen's about to be 30 years old. Just like that. We was just talking about him his rookie year and how he needs to stop the turnovers and all of this stuff in 2018. And now uh, for a quarterback like Josh Allen, and often his comp that comes up is Cam Newton a lot of times. Cam Newton went to the Super Bowl in 2015 and got dog walked against the Broncos. The next year, and that was his MVP season. The next year in 2016, he was still cool. He was still okay, but he was not the same after that. He was not the same player. And I believe that's around the time when Cam Newton was turning 29, 30 years old. So you look at Josh Allen, his career, and all of the hits and all the punishment he's taken, and now you turn 30. And you got this big ass contract, and people are screaming that the Bills don't have help and all of this other shit. I don't want to hear it. That's something that I don't want to hear from Bills fans. I don't want to hear any excuses. But I do feel bad for that fan base and what they've gone through, because between them, the Vikings, I don't know who's had it worse between them two. You can throw the Browns in there, you can throw the Lions in there, but they haven't had the amount of excruciating playoff losses that the Buffalo Bills have had. None of those teams have. So, with this Josh Allen situation and how he's not even able to get past now the divisional round, maybe some will see how good Mahomes actually has been, because I get the feeling that he's been so underappreciated the past couple years, and it's been a slight decline in Patrick Mahomes' play. I would say most of that not because of him, but the fact is that Mahomes has kept out the best quarterback. The people are calling Josh Allen the best quarterback in the league. Mahomes has kept him out of the Super Bowl for this amount of years, and now the pressure done mounted on Buffalo, and they had to let that coach go. But yeah, I know I'm the only Chiefs fan who feels this way, but I feel bad for Bills Mafia, man. If the Chiefs was not in the AFC playoffs, I was definitely cheering for Buffalo to get to the Super Bowl. Well, you want New England in there for the umpteenth time? Damn, them bastards is back. How are they back this quick?
Lord have mercy.
I know me as a Chiefs fan, I should be saying this because we've been spoiled the past 7, 8 years. But damn, I still have Patriots fatigue with that damn logo. I do. I still think about Brady and Belichick and them, even though now it's Vrabel and it's Drake May and these guys. And I just, I got I got so sick of seeing that damn New England Patriots logo on CBS with Jim Nantz calling in the games. And now, they're in the AFC Championship and we about to have a Nantz Rumble. By the way, this is a lackluster AFC Championship game. No Mahomes, no Allen, no Burrow, no Lamar Jackson. It's Jarrett Stidham and the young star Drake May. I did pick the Rams before the season in the NFC to get to the Super Bowl. So of course that's now my pseudo team to win it all. Of course we want the NFC. We don't want nobody on the AFC sniff, especially these two bastards left. Broncos and Patriots, they don't need no more Super Bowls. They don't need shit. Rams or the Seahawks, okay, fine. They can have another ring. Preferably the Rams though, because I picked them before the season started to go against the Chiefs in Super Bowl 60. But the Seahawks defense though, those guys are unreal. And they're young. They are young. They're young, they're feisty, they're ferocious, they are fast, they're aggressive, they are physical. I can't wait for this NFC Championship game. I still got the Rams, but I do recognize how good and young and fast that Seahawks defense is. And it's like, man, they got great quick. This Mike McDonald's second year with the Seahawks. And these guys are already, the defense seems to be already be a juggernaut. And then this NFL coaching carousel, bro. This is wild. 10 openings?
Damn.
10?
A 10. A 10.
But why so many? And I think this has a lot to do with patience in the league. You got some special cases like Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Those are two special cases to where, you had two legendary coaches who come into an end of a run. So, okay, that adds to it. Buffalo, high expectations, never fulfilled. Okay. But then I look at Atlanta. And I just think that there needs to be more thought and nuance, and not saying that these teams don't put a lot of critical thinking into these multi-million-dollar moves. I'm not saying that at all. But was Raheem Morris the reason why the Falcons never won the NFC South? Was it all on him these past 2 years? I don't know. I would like to think that him having Kirk Cousins come in for Michael Penix, that might have had a lot to do with it. And the team, you saw the team was successful with Kirk Cousins as their quarterback. Was the defense the problem in Atlanta? Maybe at times. But when your quarterback ain't right, nothing else is going to go right for your team in today's NFL. Tennessee, it was a changing of the guard there. And a change in the guard as far as the front office. Mike Borgonzi didn't hire the coach that they had earlier this year, so he wants to bring in his own guy in Tennessee. I just think that team should just be a little more patient. Ticket sales will go down. I get that, and a lot of times it's about the bottom dollar. But how many times has a team has been this close to putting it all together? And because maybe an injury here happens, a missed opportunity here happens, now all of a sudden you got to blow the whole thing up because of the sense of urgency of people losing interest in your team, ticket sales going down, season tickets going down or whatever. I get all of that. But man, I just think that a little bit more patience might pay off eventually for one of these teams. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about with the NFL and football before I wrap this portion of the pod up is Jacksonville Free Press reporter Lynn Jones. I don't understand how people can have anything negative to say about this lady and what she did.
I want to tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you.
you.
Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
And
you.
you did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Since when has encouragement been a bad thing? Did it break the norm of your boring little press conferences that you do 2-3 times a week, asking the same goddamn questions? See, that's my thing with this, and this is what pissed me off about this. I listen to and watch the Chiefs pressers every single one throughout the entire year. I watch all of them. Usually, y'all, the questions are so lame and dull and boring and uninspiring. I just be sitting there asking myself, like, why in the would you ask this dumbass question? Why? You already know the answer to it, and you know they don't want to answer it. It would be something like, well, what are your expectations heading into this game? I want to win the mother. What do you think? Well, how did that 90-yard kick return feel? Mother, it felt good. We scored a touch. I scored a touchdown. What are you talking about? Well, how do you think the 3-4 defense is effective against? Bruh, they ask the most dry, basic ass questions in these pressers, y'all. And you want to get mad at Lynn Jones for providing some encouragement? They haven't had any playoff success in Jacksonville for a very long time. Since the 2017 team that went to the AFC Championship game. So it's like this lady saw Liam Cohen, who is a human, by the way, in bad spirits after the game. She could tell he was down. She could tell it was a lot on him. And being a nice, loving, I'm sure she's a grandmother or auntie or something, but being that nice mother figure, she came in and probably changed that man's entire day. He probably went home and called his grandma or called his mother after that. But it's not the same boring ass questions that you want to ask. That's why you mad at her? Because now she's getting free press all over the United States because she did something different, because she did what her heart felt needed at that time and moment, and not asking your same bum ass, straight to the line, bullshit ass questions. The nerve of some people, man. I'm telling you, if you ever have an opportunity, watch an NFL press conference on one of these teams, you're gonna fall asleep immediately. You're gonna be like, why in the hell am I watching this? Now, some reporters have some great questions sometimes. Shout out to Nate Taylor, he has great questions. Sam Mellinger from The Star, he has some pretty good questions. Let's see Darren Smith, Steve Walls, those guys, they usually have some good questions that are not so lackluster and predictable. That lady sounded like the loving grandmother that Liam Cohen needed at that time. She sounded like a warm hug and a nice warm bowl of oatmeal.